Hello to all you beautiful people out there. Welcome to the Cultured Cabbage as we bring you this week's weekly roundup. Today I have my friends Carl
Howdy, y'all.
and Jacob.
How you guys doing?
Oh, it's glad. I'm glad. He's glad. She's glad. We're all glad to be here bringing you the news this week. I'm your favorite Southern Californian son, DJ, here with the Cultured Cabbage, here to bring you the news. How you fellas doing today?
I'm doing quite good.
I've been
Good.
better. There's a crick in my back at the moment.
Oh, you need to go see a chiropractor.
They're too expensive.
Well, isn't everything nowadays?
Yeah, inflation
Thank you.
on the rise.
Thank you, Biden.
Uh,
Arrogant
uh,
jackass.
tut, 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 tut. We're not here to get political. We are here to talk about the news, which is why we're going to start off with the Marvel news that we have this week. We're going through a new schedule here. We're going to be going through the Marvel news, the DC news, and then I will be taking the miscellaneous news throughout the week for the media we'll be covering. So, Jacob, would you like to take it away?
Yeah, sure. So, you guys remember that movie that came out, Eternals? It existed. Um,
No, I don't remember it.
yeah, neither does anyone else. Um, it's confirmed that they will be returning actually. So I don't know how many guys are excited for that. I guess Spider-Man's getting a new series called Dark Web. Um, it's about Black Cat and Spider-Man's relationship.
I believe we talked about this
Yeah,
in our last weekly roundup. I could be wrong though, but it was definitely announced at the New York Comic Con, which we did cover.
yeah,
Am I right by saying that, Carl?
Oh yeah, it was one of the it was one of the big events coming out this summer.
yeah.
Ca
Um,
Chasm and Madeline Pryor, so it'll be an X-Men Spider-Man adventure.
Always fun.
um, do you guys? I'm butcher this name. Yaha, Yahya, Yahya, Abdul
Let, let,
Mateen the
let me
second
take a
is
look here.
preparing to move over from DC to Marvel as the lead for Disney Plus series Wonder Man. So
Uh, Yahya Abdul Mateen. I believe that's how you say
Yahya,
his name.
Yahya. Okay. Aubrey Plaza, star of Parks and Rec, will be a villain in Agatha Coven of Chaos, which is pretty cool. I like Aubrey Plaza. And then the man himself, Bob Odenkirk from Breaking Bad, is gonna have a key role in Wonder Man. Um, Daphne Keene will stars the Acolyte, so that's pretty cool. Um,
Very
so
cool.
I'm gonna
Very
get to the first big topic here. So, well, this is a funny one. Hugh Jackman confirms he has read the Deadpool 3 script and he'll be playing a more angry version of Wolverine in the film. By what angry, I don't know he means, but what do you guys
I
think?
was gonna say, for those who have seen most of his outings as Wolverine, he seems a pretty angry guy.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't know how you can be more angry than a murdering old man.
especially when you watch Logan, he's quite angry.
He's angry at the
Maybe
world.
maybe it'll be angry like Wrath.
You know, is he really gonna be this like
Hey,
that
Bob.
Wolverine?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or
But wait,
like, let me tell you something, Bob.
He just cuts a promo on them.
let me tell you about a sponsor. Yeah, we're not sponsored yet, guys.
All right, wait. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Actually, that might happen because it isn't Deadpool 3.
This is a Deadpool movie. We don't know what's gonna happen.
There very well might be a um there might be an ad break. This is another big one. well, this is a big one. EA and Marvel will develop at least three new games together. The first one which will be Iron Man.
Yes, we knew before that Iron Man was going to be a game that was being developed by EA. Although I do not believe that it was also mentioned that Marvel and EA are also going to be working on two other games alongside Iron Man. I don't believe that was mentioned before. So
No,
big
I don't think you
news.
mentioned. Yeah, that's very cool. Do you think that their bad business practices will make it into it, or
I hope not.
do you think it'll be like Fallen Order, which is actually just a very good game?
I hope it's like Fallen Order. I hope it's like I hope it's a legitimately good, fun Iron Man game.
You know what I want? I want a fun experience with like with no DLC like Guardians.
That
You
would
know
be
that game is a game you can just play once without need to do anything else. It's sold at full price. It's a full game. You know what I mean?
yeah.
What do you think, Carl?
Oh yeah, I agree. It'll be. I hope it will. It definitely. I have heard it'll be an open world game, which I hear it's one of Chico's favorite types of games nowadays.
I absolutely love them. I love walking around and doing nothing
Although to
for
be
like
fair
20
for
minutes.
Iron Man, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get to fly now instead of just
Um,
walk everywhere.
that's what I'm more worried about is the malpractices coming in.
You see, when it came to like that and Spider-Man, obviously both Iron Man and Spider-Man have very fun ways to get around, a big open world. That was Spider-Man, it's always the swing, and in Spider-Man PS4 and PC, I guess now, the swinging is great, you know.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
I have a lot of fun with it.
I was like, how would you know, DJ?
I, 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 I,
Yeah,
I,
he doesn't have a PS4 or he doesn't play the PC version.
I know people, but it's got me
Well,
very interested in what
yes.
Insomniac plans to do with the Wolverine game.
Here's the last big topic.
It's a big
Ryan
one.
Coogler says that hashtag Wakanda Forever was originally going to focus on T'Challa struggling to resume life after Thanos. I don't know, I said that wrong. Thanos snap. So, you know, sadly, the great. By the way, 21 Bridges, great try with both movie.
Hmm.
Um, great actor. We lost him too soon.
Agreed.
Um,
Way too
but
soon.
he's he unfortunately passed, and they need to change up Wakanda Forever to fix that.
It definitely rocked a lot of the plans that they had going for this movie. It
Yes.
pretty much changed the entire movie.
Correction, it changed the entire MCU because if people don't know, T'Challa is going to be the new face of the MCU, just how Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. were the original faces of the MCU. With his unfortunate
Obviously,
passing, that is no longer happening.
yeah.
So yeah,
Maybe that's kind of why Marvel's felt so aimless recently. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I don't think it was just because of one person. I
No,
think
no,
it
no.
was
I'm not saying like it was just because of him, but it was definitely a factor into that.
yeah. Also because of contract stuff as well.
Yeah, obviously, people.
Losing rights to characters and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
I think those are the big problems they're dealing with. But you know,
It does make me wonder the movie that we never got to see.
yeah, that was what I was gonna say as well is the movie we never got. What could have been that never was.
It's just gonna be have to be something that we ponder and think about.
It could have been the greatest movie, but we'll never see that version of it.
We'll never know.
But that was one of the main topics. I think we'll move on to the next one
Yep.
for
That
DC.
was the Marvel news wrapped up. So, Carl, would you like to take on the DC news?
Yes. So, as you probably both remember, uh Zavlik, the head of WB Discovery, has said they've always wanted to find their own Kevin Feige. How Kevin Feige runs the MCU.
Well, they
Then they
tried to get
just
him.
and then they asked Kevin Feige to run DC Studios, but Kevin and then they refused. One comment from the channel I got this from. Let me see if I remember which channel I got this from. Actually, yeah. They said, let me find it. It'll take me just a second. Do 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 do. I'm going to find this stupid thing. Stupid thing.
While Carl does that, I just realized that the person who posted this has a Danhausen profile picture. That's awesome. Love that
Uh,
Danhausen.
that same guy posted, Zavlik, we need our own Kevin Feige. Also, Zavad, does anyone have Kevin Feige's phone number?
Bro, just bro.
I mean, it's like saying, we don't. I don't want this food in my restaurant, and then saying, hey, is there a replacement that looks exactly like it?
But also, we have some more casting announcements. Christy Malini, forget my mispronunciation, has been cast as Sophia Falcone in the Penguin series for HBO Max.
How timely with our recent review of Batman: The Long Halloween. You should go watch that. Sophia Falcone's in that movie.
I might have missed it, but I'll watch it when it comes out. I had some
Uh,
family business, so I wasn't able to be there.
Naughty, naughty, Jacob. Naughty, naughty.
Naughty, naughty.
um, Unfortunately for all you Stargirl fans out there, Stargirl will be ending with season 3 on the CW net.
You're talking to the ghosts here. I don't see
Cue
anyone
the
as a fan of
crickets.
Stargirl.
In all
No,
in all seriousness, Stargirl going. It's another show that's biting the dust in the wake of a lot of shows ending.
it's yeah.
Flash is pretty much done. Supergirl's
Well,
done. Arrow's done. Black Lightning's done. Legends are done. Batwoman's done. Thank God.
for the Flash, that one is just a mercy killing now. That's a mercy killing.
It's like a dog. When you first get it, it's amazing, and those first few years are great, and then it just starts getting older and older and
It
older.
starts to do the same exact thing. Sometimes have really annoying habits.
Yes,
I,
and
the
then by the
CW is a lot like
time
a dog.
and by the time it gets to that last season,
You
it's
get to be
just
me and Watch Dogs 2, as Jacob remembers.
it's missing a tail, it's missing a leg, it's blind in both eyes.
That's the best explanation I've ever heard of CW.
Just let it die.
I mean, like a show like Supernatural lasted for 15 seasons, dude. Imagine, watching that all the way
Imagine
through.
the Flash lasted for 15 seasons.
That would be too much.
I would have put a bullet in my head by then. For the amount of bullshit in this show.
Bro,
Dude,
they don't even have
I'm
enough
lucky.
Flash
I'm
films to
lucky I got
cover
out
for
at
it. They
season
got
8.
a they didn't have enough Flash films. They took a Batman one.
Bro, they gave Captain Cold
Eh,
his they brought him back from the dead and gave him his powers in the New 52 to actually make him a threat.
Bro,
wait. Which one was a Batman villain?
Red Death.
Okay, that's a not a tech. That's a technicality.
Still, Batman associated villain. Does
Okay,
that
not a
help?
tech. Yes.
Anyways, we're speaking of there's another CW news that I think you should cover,
Yeah.
Carl, about their dead corpse. Feel
They're
free to
dead cards
shows.
that people just keep being dragged along. The first season of the going to be critically acclaimed, I say in air quotes,
Oh.
Gotham Knight will
Oh
likely not
my.
receive more than 13 seasons, regardless of how successful it is. The CW is reportedly operating against ordering full seasons of any freshman shows to cut costs,
It's just how little
with,
confidence they have in it.
with
They're
the
like, no,
minor of minor Batman characters. Do you want to hear who the characters are in this show, DJ?
Please tell me it's King Tut. and Maxi
Yeah.
Zeus.
No, that would actually make the
Well,
show decent.
I have the main characters. I don't have any villains.
Okay.
Right? Maybe one. So we have Turner Hayes,
Who?
the adopted son of Bruce Wayne.
New
Wait,
character, by the
when?
way.
I believe is a brand new character they made over this damn show.
Oh, shoot. They're bringing in their OC? God dang.
Then we got Brody, another probably original character they made up for this damn show.
Holy shit, it's Brody!
Oh
Now,
no, I'm
okay,
so scared of Brody.
now the rest of these are
It's
actually going to
Jason
be
Brody.
actual characters from DC Comics. We got the alternate reality Robin, Carrie Kelly.
Well,
Maybe
there it
maybe not
is.
my favorite one, but I guess it's not a made up character for this show.
We got Harper Row.
Okay.
Okay.
That's just my reaction, just okay.
We got Cullen Rowe, the brother of Harper Row.
This isn't even a D tier. This isn't even like D-list characters.
This is E.
These are F-list characters.
Now we
At
got
least some people are E-list characters. Like,
we have Duella Dent, the Joker's daughter.
What the heck?
We've got Stephanie Brown.
Oh gosh, a character who actually has at least some relevance.
And then we got Harvey Dent.
Oh, thank God. Please save us from this dent. Shoot me now.
And the show is going to be a post Bruce Wayne Gotham that will feature the Court of the Owls, very much like the video game that is named after the same damn
oh my,
thing.
yeah. I was thinking I was thinking that they're trying to cross promotion by having that be as have it name it Gotham Knights, but have like none of the related characters in it.
And it's like, but the parties have nothing to relation to each other.
You could have made it a Bat Family show,
But
Bro,
our
but that
this
makes
is
too much
gonna
sense.
suck.
you know what else is going to? Know what else sucks?
What?
Warner Brothers Discovery posted a net loss of $2.3 billion amidst deep cuts to animation and streaming.
Oh!
You can't help but laugh at that. This is too
And
funny
someone
to me.
so that same guy posted, Zavlik, we lost a lot of money. We need to cut a ton of shit of the animation projects and movies. Pay us more money a month for HBO Max.
With less things on it.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, we've already this is a pretty common topic on our show about how messed up this company is, and
It's
how
almost
funny it is just to see them mess up.
it's almost longer running than the freaking Ezra Miller situation and Carl and his gosh dang cookies.
Another quote from Mr. Slavlik is saying, "We're going to have a real focus on franchises. We haven't had a Superman movie in 13 years, and we haven't had a Harry Potter movie in 15 years."
Okay. That doesn't mean you have to have one.
It also says Warner Brothers Discovery wants to make more Harry Potter films if J.K. Rowling agrees.
Oh joy.
Wait, are we talking about the book series or Fantastic Beasts?
I think they mean the movie series Harry Potter.
Why would they do that? This is a question. This is just a statement from like I'm a fan of the series. Like I have most of the books. What are they gonna do? A Beetle the Bard miniseries? Like to, but that would actually be cool. But like they already finished the story. They could do Cursed Child, but it's not gonna get much good stuff because not many people like that.
There's a bigger problem than they don't know what the story to tell is.
J.K. Rowling?
Yeah, none of the actors like the writer anymore. So that might
Yeah,
be a full
they
problem.
all like boycotted her.
And gee, I wonder why.
Because she didn't like think the same as they did. Simply put.
But that
different
is all of
opinions.
that is all of our not Disney, DC news. Off to
There
the
you go.
other side.
Hello, hello. Yes, it's my turn.
Yeah, the
My
smartest
turn.
man in the group is about to give his points.
Oh boy, this is where I get to talk about the stuff that I want to talk about, boys. Like
You guys
Liam
don't get it.
Hemsworth.
I'm forced to talk about Marvel, and he's or DC. He's able to talk about stuff he likes.
Yeah, let's talk about Liam Hemsworth. Yeah, as most people already know, he'll be replacing Henry Cavill as Rivia. I don't play The Witcher. I think it's
Geralt,
Rivia.
yeah.
For season 4 of The Witcher on Netflix.
But it's
So
season 3 is still coming out, right? Just with Cavill in it.
yeah, season 3 is still coming out next year, and it still has Cavill in it. See, it's not gonna be a long while until we see the change from Cavill to Hemsworth. So we'll just have to see. Also, we've got our first look at Evil Dead Rise. The next installment in the Evil Dead film franchise will be coming out April 21st next year in theaters.
I'm confused. What's Evil Dead?
Um, that's Evil Dead, Ash versus Evil Dead,
Oh, that because I was thinking
Army
it
of
sounds
Darkness.
familiar. I was thinking like the Insidious franchise, stuff like that.
Okay,
I
yeah, I
thought
know what
that's
you're
what they were
talking about.
talking about.
No. This is like Army of Darkness, Ash versus Evil Dead. You know,
Are you
that.
excited about it?
I like the franchise. I will probably have to do a refresher course on most of the movies if I when I watch this one. I'm probably not going to go see it in theaters because there's a lot of other stuff coming in theaters that I would much rather watch. But this still looks fun. It'll probably be a fun ride, a groovy ride, even. I'm gonna skip past this one because I want to talk about it at the end. That way I can get all my stuff in about it. So let's talk about HBO's Last of Us is gonna be premiering January 15th, so just a couple months away before the Last of Us series premieres on HBO Max. I hope you guys will be enjoying that. I mean, I truly am the Last of Us when it comes to people who have played the game because I have not. But I hope the
Same.
people who have, we truly are the Last of Us. But I hope the people who enjoy for what most people have said is a masterpiece of a game can enjoy this series. Hopefully, it'll be good.
I
Uh,
mean, the original that this is my problem with also with Uncharted, making a movie about it. The original is practically a movie.
yeah, especially with these big cinematic, excuse me,
Games.
these big cinematic games.
They're not really video games. They're just kind of movies.
That you sort of play through.
Yeah. Or like the best to be nice, I'll describe them as just uh Telltale games basically.
Very much.
But anyways,
Uh, Up next, Fate: The Winx Saga has been canceled by Netflix after 2 seasons. Does anyone know what the heck this is?
well, it's a live action continuation of the Winx Club from an old animated show. I don't know if you guys remember it. It's from Nickelodeon.
Was it with like those pixie girls?
Yes, that's the Winx Club.
Wait, this is the same thing?
It is.
Don't tell me you actually like the show, DJ.
No, but these two are the same thing?
They
What
are.
the
Apparently
heck?
so.
Well, I guess the more you know, but no wonder it was canceled by Netflix. Who the heck was watching this?
I mean, Netflix puts a lot of stuff out that no one knows exists.
And fair enough. Maybe someone um maybe someone did like it. Maybe I'm just stupid, but like I didn't even know the heck this existed.
There's so much content out there that you often don't know that exists.
Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of which, talking about content, a trailer for Disenchanted has been released and it will be coming to Disney Plus November 18th. So just a couple weeks away, 2 weeks away. Um, we had a discussion about this the couple of weeks ago, and I'm still not quite sure what this movie is.
What movie?
Also, to backtrack to the Witcher as well as The Last of Us really quick. Uh, my slides are out of order here. That was my bad. The Last of Us, its first season will have 9 episodes, and of course, it will be streaming on HBO Max. And there is a fan petition for Henry Cavill to keep playing Geralt, whatever you say his name, for The Witcher, the Netflix series, and to have the writers be replaced instead, which is quite the petition, if you ask me.
It's like, no, we want the guy. We don't want anyone else.
Like,
But
dang, son.
well, what I've heard, that makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, I don't know how good the writers are over there. They could be utter dog crap, but meh.
Well, okay, this works for Jacob. Let's say Jacob, you let's say you have to go back to Homecoming. We'll go back to Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
And we got a guy, instead of whoever wrote the film, we have a guy who does not like Spider-Man comics at all and wants to write something totally different.
Oh yeah, I remember this now.
There,
The writer
that's what
for The Witcher doesn't like The Witcher.
does like the Witcher books or the games. Who's gonna write something totally different?
So why is he on this project
Actually,
in the
fun fact,
first place?
the Witcher books aren't even about Geralt. It's he's not even in the books.
Ay, 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 ay.
But yeah,
That
I
might be a
wouldn't want a
problem.
writer who hates the guts of the character he's trying to write.
Speaking of guts, DJ.
I got this. Anyway, back to Disenchanted. We're talking about the horror stuff at the end. Gosh dang it. So yes, Disenchanted is a sequel to the 2007 movie Enchanted in Cinderella in New York. Or Cindy Takes Manhattan, as some people may know it as. Uh, According to my sources, aka Carl, this movie has been in development hell for over 12 years. It was originally slated for a 2010 release and just hasn't done anything. Until now, apparently, when November 8th Disenchanted will be coming. So stay tuned for that, I guess, people.
Yeah,
Uh
you could either vote in the election or watch Disenchantment or Disenchanted.
you know what? The choice is yours. Although keeping with the Disney trend, even though this movie is not being made by Disney, thank God. Um, but the team behind the new horror movie that will be coming out, Winnie Pooh, Blood and Honey, will also be making a very similar horror take on another classic Disney character, Peter Pan, also known as Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare. I cannot wait for Pete to put on a razor glove and to invade people's dreams. It's gonna be awesome.
I just realized something, DJ.
What's that?
My statement from a few weeks ago is becoming more accurate and accurate as news comes out.
And what was that?
This is the year for DJ in horror movies.
I'm telling you, it's pretty dope. I mean, mine is Saw, but whatever the heck.
And something else.
Don't worry, I'm getting there. And that one's not as bad. It's just I'm more amazed than anything. Anyway, Elon Musk is doing the
$8
Giga
for a
Chat.
blue check. I mean, makes sense to me.
Elon Musk doing the Giga Chad move. Being verified on Twitter will now cost $8 a month.
That's pretty based.
This dude is having fun at this point. He's just messing with people.
Oh, did you hear what else he did? I
What?
didn't
What?
grab the news up because it's technically a little political, but he, a political activist named AOC was very angry with AOC with Elon Musk because she bought Twitter,
Mhm.
and for the next day her Twitter wasn't working.
I
And
wonder
she
why.
and she blamed him.
Bro, this dude is a menace. I love it. Elon Musk is having fun right now. Oh,
Causing a little trouble never hurt anyone.
it makes a guy happy. Clone High, uh, that early
Use
2000s.
your words, Magic Man.
Oh, that very quotable early 2000s beloved cartoon that became very popular in recent times. We'll be getting a season 2 next year on HBO Max after oh
20
God,
years.
how long's it been?
20 years.
20 years.
Came
Oh
out in
God.
came out 2002, ended in 2003.
Holy crap, it's been
I
20
don't know why they're
years.
doing this, but that's fine with me.
You know,
And we just said a minute ago that WB Discovery is losing money. Like
you know, a wise man once said, nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. Ah,
I like your words, strange Magic Man. Was he saying it?
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
That's the only thing I know about Clone High.
You're wet.
But
Okay. This one. Ugh. Oh gosh, this is gonna cause another discussion.
that's what we're
Disney's
here
live
for.
action Hercules will be a modern musical inspired by TikTok. I'm telling you, Hercules is gonna have the e-boy haircut, and Hades is gonna be,
Look, I don't think he went the distance.
bro. No, he landed flatter than a discus.
And
Oh
here's the
no.
and the
And
odd thing
here's
is
the thing. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but here's the thing. I don't mean to rag on it so much. I don't hate TikTok's guts. There's occasionally some funny stuff there,
Yeah, there's occasion. It's like Vine. There's funny stuff on there, but most of it is pretty bad.
but there's quite a bit of cringe too.
Yes.
Uh, Go ahead, Carl.
the odd thing is why the hell are the Russo brothers directing this stupid movie?
Also that. You know what? Never rely on a person named Russo to direct something. That's just my rule in
Yeah.
life.
You remember the last time we trusted Daniel LaRusso? What he did? Yep, he kicked me in the face, dude.
He killed you.
Last time I trusted LaRusso, man.
He killed you. But this isn't part of the news, but I just thought it'd be funny to mention it along with Hercules here. The new season of Total Drama is coming out, and its challenges are also inspired by TikTok.
Okay, that might be funny actually.
I'm kind of curious to see how
I
that one's gonna go.
I remember back when the original was there, it made fun of people. It's definitely
Well,
gonna make
because
fun of people.
it was just a big Survivor parody.
Yeah, this was gonna be a TikTok parody. I'm all here for it.
You know what? I kind of dig that. We'll just have to just see where it goes. But for Hercules, like I said, Herc's gonna have the e-boy haircut. Um, I just why? Just
Yeah, I
why?
couldn't tell you. I'm not an executive, but
I
I
mean
think I still have better ideas than them.
these Disney reboots are just bad. These remakes are so bad, and I love Hercules. It's
I
one of
do.
my
I love
favorite
that one as
movies.
well.
Freaking Hades in there, and he's like, "Oh, he's a guy," you know. Amazing.
He's the funny guy with terrible morals.
I thought you were gonna say he's the funny terrorist.
He kind of is.
You know,
You know what would be
taking
the
over the
funny
cosmos
thing?
is the same thing.
You know
What
what
do
would
you
be the
say,
most
Carl?
funny thing? You know what would be the funny thing?
What?
When they do this live action Hercules, they're going to compare this Hades to to the Descendants 3 Hades.
Oh God, you're right. Oh, 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 the misery.
I'm just thinking right now of what how modern Disney would do a live action a live action Hunchback of Notre Dame. That'd be funny.
No, please. That is my favorite movie of all time. Please never.
I need them to bring back Ethan Hawking. I need Hawking from the dead and then have him play the disabled whatever the guy's name is.
Okay,
Quasimodo.
I'm getting my keyboard out right now, and I'm emailing Disney and have him played by Matt Damon.
I agree. Matt Damon with a humpback. And
Oh, I
then
No,
hate
just
you guys sometimes. I really
no.
hate.
then we're gonna have the female love interest, not action. We're gonna have her beat up the priest because of female
Being
empowerment.
Esmeralda. What
Yes,
the
yes.
hell, guys?
The thing is, I'm a genius executive at Marvel right now, or at Disney.
I hate you both.
Well, the thing is, everyone's gonna give us money because we're progressive. That's how it works.
You know, I'm gonna
Anyways,
progress you to a grave. Anyway, our good old friend, my personal friend, Clancy Brown, love him. He's amazing. Will be cast in the Boys spin-off series Gen V, or it's Gen V, right? Not Gen
yeah,
5.
yeah, it's Gen V. It's based off of the I think the formula that they use for the power.
I don't know the boys, so someone might correct me on that, but
Yeah,
cool. I love Clancy Brown. He was cool in Daredevil. He was cool in Detroit Become Human. He was great as Lex Luthor. Heck, he's even Mr. Krabs in his off time.
yeah.
He's also a
He's
very
also
good
Mr.
Mr. Freeze.
Freeze. I remembered it. I caught myself. He was also Mr. Freeze. He was a good Mr. Freeze.
Oh yeah, I love the Batman. That is my
Uh,
Batman show.
although Maurice LaMarche is also a very good Mr. Freeze. Anyway, do. Uh, do I have to talk about Netflix and ads?
You do.
Yes, yes, you do. Well, I pull up the image of what their new pricing is going to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were talking about the pricing earlier. Actually, it's ridiculous.
Many shows are not available on Netflix's ad-supported tier, including The Crown, Cobra Kai, Arrested Development, Breaking Bad, The Good Place, Grey's Anatomy,
Yeah,
House of
all long-running shows.
Cards, How to Get Away with Murder, New Girl,
Okay,
and
first of all,
P-
who watches New Girl? I don't know anyone.
and Peaky Blinders. So yeah, if you're watching Netflix with ads, you ain't getting these shows.
And the big one
And
for me is Breaking Bad.
he- here are the numbers for the plans.
Let's hear it.
For $6.99, you will get 70 resolution in HD. You will watch it on your phone, tablet, TV, and laptop. You can easily change your plan. You will not have access to the downloads, and you'll have ads.
That's for pretty much
For
$7 a month.
pretty
Uh-huh.
much. For $9.99, 15.49, and $9.99, for $9.99 you get 70 HD. You can watch it all on the same thing. You can easily change it, and you have access to the downloads. 15.49, 180p in HD. Watch it on your phone, your
With
tablet, your
downloads.
TV, and with the downloads, and you can easily change it. And for $9.99, so $20 a month, you can watch it 4K Ultra HD, and you can watch it on your phone, TV, tablet, and laptop. Easily change it and have access to the downloads.
Yeah,
Here's
basically
what I
after the ad one or after the $7 one, it's just resolution.
Oy vey.
eh, pretty much.
So what are you guys' opinions on the plans they have now? I personally am not a fan of them.
No,
You know,
neither am I.
by the technically by your old record, they can't see you, DJ. So what did you just do?
I blew a raspberry because this made me go. "Ooh."
It's a bad idea overall.
It really
Because
is.
actually, Carl mentioned this earlier. They're already struggling with losing money in the last quarter.
Hmm.
Two, two
So
quarters.
yeah, last two quarters. This is not going to help them. This is going to lead people away.
Netflix needs to get their act together, or they may be, in very deep doo doo soon. But moving on, Westworld has been canceled by HBO after 4 seasons. I don't know what Westworld is, so
Westworld is a TV show about like the Wild West or anything. I'll do some explaining everything.
but yeah, it's being canceled after 4 seasons. Nice, decent little run here on HBO Max. I hope those who like the show got a great enjoyment out of it and liked it, all that jazz. And why Jacob does some research on Westworld. Big announcement here. Lionsgate is looking to develop a major John Wick video game. Um,
Very cool.
One.
although
So
I'll have to go back to John Wick here in a minute because Jacob, do you have some info for me?
yeah. So Westworld is a futuristic park uh, with robot hosts and allows visitors to live out their fantasies through artificial consciousness.
Huh.
And no matter what they think, there are no consequences for the park's guests, allowing any wish to be indulged. It's based off a Michael Crichton movie,
Really?
a 1973 Michael Crichton movie. Uh, so it seems interesting.
Michael Crichton of Jurassic Park fame for people those who don't
But
know.
here's the thing: this was written way
Yeah,
before
this was before Jurassic Park was in the 90s.
90s. Yeah, he wrote
This is
Westworld way
70s.
before.
And it even says here that HBO cancels Westworld in a quote unquote shock decision. But due to contractual obligations, the cast of Westworld will be paid for a fifth season, regardless of the fact that it's not even being produced. So they get to sit home and get paid. Woohoo!
Good for them.
Good
Good for
thing
them.
we have contracts.
Yes, indeedy. Although, back to John Wick here. Yeah, a full-on John Wick video game is in development. Um, awesome. I would love to see it harken back to third-person shooters like Max Payne. If this
Yeah,
like
I
if
was
it
thinking a twin stick shooter,
ooh, interesting.
or maybe like a you remember that movie or that game? It was the VR one where it slows down time.
Oh, super hot.
Something like that, like super hot, but maybe not slowing down time, like a first person shooter with like a lot of cool elements to it.
That could be fun. Like, there's a lot you could do with a John Wick game. I think. I think it could be pretty cool. We only got a few more here before the big ones I want to get to. Quentin Tarantino has no interest in directing a Marvel or DC film. Uh, to some people, that's good news. To some, it's bad. It all depends on what you think of Mr.
I
Tarantino.
think he has the same view of Marvel movies as Scorsese, where Scorsese felt that the way they were created was not how movies should be made.
Hmm.
You remember what he's saying about that?
Yeah, I remember
Um,
him talking about that.
I think that's his view on Marvel movies because Tarantino is very much a director who makes one and done movies.
Yeah,
He likes creating from the top, uh, uh, from his own mind. He doesn't like being held down by anything. So it wouldn't make sense for him to take on a Marvel project.
yeah, it makes sense, especially when it's all connected. And yeah, I gotta say,
And if you watch Pulp Fiction or Django Unchained, they're two different movie experiences.
very much so.
So I think I respect the view actually. It's uh I respect his decision not to.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Anyway, time to end with some more Disney Plus news. We forgot to put this one in the Marvel category, so I'll just get this out of here. Agatha's Coven of Chaos will be a limited 9-episode series on Disney Plus. Shows to you what a good villain song will get you nowadays. But speaking of straight up popularity, there'll be a Grogu short. Eventually. And Andor season 2 is currently in development, so some more Star Wars stuff will be released on Disney Plus in the coming months.
Did any of you guys watch that?
Andor, no.
Why would I watch it? You guys know my experience with Star Wars.
I mean, my
Oh.
dad watched it. He thought it was good.
Probably it's decent then.
Probably.
Your dad has good taste.
He does. But that gets all the major stuff out of the way, minus the stuff I want to talk about. So here we go.
I'm going to stop you right there.
What do you want?
Yeah, I just learned something interesting. Haven't opening up my phone. Did you know Mario Puzo, the creator of The Godfather, once wanted to write a Marvel comic once?
Really?
Yes. He tried to write a Marvel comic, but it felt comic writing was hard and required help from the one great Stan Lee to help him write a comic script. A script. Stan Lee agreed, but still, he found it difficult to do it.
Yeah, comic writing is completely different than movie writing.
Did it say who he was trying to write for, or
Not really. It says instead he still find it too hard, so instead he worked on movies instead, making the script for the Superman movie, and then making the Godfather script.
well, fair enough. Good for him.
Yep.
Now may I continue, Carl?
Sure. So as I ask you if you're going to give our audience some good cookies.
No.
Are we still going with this bit?
No, Carl, I'm not. I'm talking about Scream
It's been
6
50
now.
years. You're still making that joke.
Welcome to the tutorial. Wait, what are you doing here? No! But yes, Scream 6. They are busting these movies out left, right, and center. It is crazy. Because Scream 6 will be coming out March 10th next year. We'll see the return of Mr. Ghostface himself. I have not seen the new Scream that was released, I believe last year. I could be wrong. Or could even be earlier. It's probably last year. But I might give that a shot before I see this one. Probably would be best for me. But yeah, Ghostface is awesome. Can't wait to see him come back to the big screen. Da 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 da. Oh yeah. Quick little side note. John Carpenter just recently revealed that he's a big fan of Godzilla. The guy behind such famous movies such as The Thing, Halloween, They Live is a personal favorite of mine by John Carpenter. Great director. Shows his love for the King of the Monsters. That is one of his favorite movies, which I feel like is
Which
great.
one?
Just the series in general. He could specifically be talking about the first Godzilla movie since that was the most horror oriented one. But I could be wrong since John didn't just do horror movies. It's just that his most famous works happen to be horror movies like Halloween and The Thing, and They Live was more action sci-fi. But here we go. So, as many people know of me, and I even mentioned this in the favorite characters discussion that we had last week, I love me Jason Voorhees. I love me some Friday the 13th. And when this news broke, I actually didn't know how to feel about it at first, but now that I've read more about it, had time to simmer on it, I am unbelievably excited. A new prequel series to the Friday the 13th series called Crystal Lake will be coming out on Peacock. and it's been revealed by the executives there that this will be able to use anything from Friday the 13th, or I guess minus anything regarding to the crossover with Nightmare on Elm Street, since you know legal issues, which have been keeping Jason off the silver screen for the past 13 years.
Huh.
Obviously, the go ahead, Jacob.
No, I was just saying, like, so this is a prequel.
Yes.
When does Jason become a murderer?
Okay. So most people know that the first movie, Pamela Voorhees, which is Jason's mother, kills camp counselors out of revenge because the camp counselors were negligent and her boy drowned in the lake. Although it seems that this, according to these headlines here, that the story will at least partially have a focus on Jason himself. So it'll be very interesting because didn't become, you know, the person he was until part two, and he didn't even wear the hockey mask until part three. So it's going to be very interesting to see where the series takes. As from what it seems here, it seems to be encompassing the whole series as a whole, because it mentions hacky sack Jason, hockey mask Jason, even space Jason, Uber Jason, Jason X. Fantastic movie. Even Jacob likes it.
That is the best one, yes.
Also, Carl, quit the slow clapping. What's up with that? They can't see you, Carl.
I know, but I knew you'd mention it.
Yeah, whatever. But yes, hopefully, for people who've always had questions about the series, that this prequel series will be able to bring some light on that, especially because the fact that they don't even explain how freaking little swampy boy Jason survived drowning. But it's one of the many unanswered questions in Friday the 13th, since they don't really care about their lore that much.
I mean, it's a movie where a dude goes around and slashes people, so
Then again, they care about it too much to the point where they confuse themselves about it. So who the heck cares? But yes, it will be a series that will be on Peacock. Obviously, the film rights are still extremely hazy right now, as Victor Miller, the creator of every Friday the 13th movie since the very first one, which is directed by Sean S. Cunningham, went to a legal battle a few years ago, trying to secure the proper rights. Obviously, that's oversimplifying it, but that's pretty much what's going on, which is why a series is being made, as television rights have are a bit more clear nowadays. Although this is actually not the first Friday the 13th quote unquote series, as there was one, I believe, in the early 90s, but it had nothing to do with Jason Voorhees, Camp Crystal Lake, or Pamela Voorhees in general. So who the heck cares? It was there just for name value.
just to keep the rights almost.
No, not even to keep the rights, just to make people watch it because it had the Friday the 13th name on it. It had nothing to do with it. It's crazy. But yes, I can't spend forever, dwelling on this. I'm just happy it's happening. That's all I'm glad about. So, unless there's anything else we need to mention,
Let
no?
me double check Twitter.
Okay.
Twitter is a very sticky place, even with Elon Musk running it.
Do that really quick. And well, Jacob, do you have any final thoughts you want to
Mm.
give on any of the news topics that we've had today?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, like, they revealed the story about it, but to see, like, the full script for the Black Panther movie, at least what they had written
Yeah,
for Wakanda Forever before Chad
it is a very
Boseman's
interesting
passing.
question.
Not a news topic, but Mr. James Cameron has something to say about Marvel and DC.
Oh yeah. What does the director of Terminator want?
He says, quote, "When I look at these spectacular films, I look at you, Marvel and DC. It doesn't matter how old the characters are. They act like they're in college," the filmmaker said in a recent interview.
He's
I
just
mean, it's
roasting how
true.
inappropriate, in a immature the characters are.
It's very true. I mean, look at Thor. He's like 2,000 years old, and yet he's acting like he's 19.
But I find that for me at least, you know, more mature characters make the story better, which is why Daredevil's really good.
Yeah,
It's because it
I agree.
doesn't feel like they're like trying cracking jokes every second.
I very
Which,
much
by the
agree.
way, I will say that uh we could sit for another. That was my problem with the new Spider-Man movie. But you know, the jo but yeah, jokes ruin the tension of movies.
They can. They can.
You've probably seen this in a slasher movie, DJ. You watch a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like how the killer will be in the other room, and then there'll be a guy like, "Hey, maybe we should go in there. There might be something dangerous." And then like then everyone will be like, "No, no, no, let's check it out," or something like that. And he'll
Yeah.
make a joke about someone make a joke about going into a dangerous area. Now it's maybe not safe.
Okay,
I get you.
one last thing. It's another Henry Cavill rumor.
All right.
Henry Cavill shuts down rumors that he will appear in the House of Dragon. Quoted as saying, "I will would be nice to be in the Westeros. I really do, but I don't think there's a place for me there." To be fair, when I was watching House of Dragons, I was like, I feel like a lot of these guys could make a really good Witcher.
Well, on that note, we almost came full circle there as that was our first miscellaneous news topic. But very interesting words from Mr. Cavill right there. And unless there's anything else,
Nope, I can't find anything.
okie dokie, then I believe it's
Haven't
about
really
time
seen
for us
much.
to wrap up this episode of the weekly roundup. It was so great to bring you guys the news this week. Let us know how you like this new format that we've gone with. And on behalf of my friends Carl
Y'all.
and Jacob,
See you guys later.
this is your favorite Southern Californian son signing off. Bye bye.
Not y'all.
Bye.